Hey guys, Sean Tom with VPX Baseball here. Hey, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into our loadout and talk a little bit more about being proportionate and powerful. For more videos and more information on proper stance, positioning, load into our foot strike, go check out our other videos. What I want to talk about right now is how we have to be proportionate from where we are positioned in our start, in our stance, to where we end up in foot strike, okay? And again, it's different for everybody. There's all walks of life in hitters. You got guys that do all kinds of things. But one thing all good hitters do is they are 100% proportionate, still loaded, and still powerful and balanced at heel connection, which we have to be. I mean, let's be honest. If I'm not balanced, I'm not anything. If I'm not loaded, I'm not anything, okay? There's no place in the lineup as you go up through levels of the game for guys that flip the baseball here and here and here all the time. Is there a place for that? Sure. But to advance in the game, be in everybody's lineup at the higher levels against better arms, you gotta be able to do damage and do something for my baseball team and provide, some run support. So what are we talking about here? We're talking about how much ground can I gain with my back hip and still stay stacked and loaded on it, okay? And again, it varies for everybody, but let's take some extreme examples, okay? So you've got guys that I'm sure you've seen hit at any level that hit like this. Okay, so this guy is gonna have more room right here to move his back hip into the baseball. Cover that ground. But again, my hip's pushing, but I'm still loaded on top of it. Now, if I go further, I can't do that anymore. It limits my ability to be linear through the baseball, and I become this guy because my body just can't do anymore, okay? So again, proportionate here, where I'm more narrow, upright, to the ground. Now I am wider, but I'm not so far that I can't stay loaded and still have room to drive, right? I can still do this. A little bit further, can't do it anymore, so I become this guy. My body resorts to the path of least resistance, which is that. Okay, now, a guy that starts more here and is more spread out. Obviously, I have less ground to cover now because I'm already here. I can't go much further now. So the guys that you see hit like this, they're not gonna have that big stride. They're gonna be about there so that they can stay loaded. These tend to be your huge guys, your big guys that don't need a whole lot extra in their stride, okay? So you're gonna see them stay a little bit more here to there just so they can stay more simple, right? But a lot of guys that you see hit like this is a great way to start, okay? It's a great athletic move, a great position. I'm balanced. I'm gonna attack into the baseball from here, but again, I have to be proportionate in my loadout. So here I am loaded on my back hip, but I can't go like this from here because that's not proportionate to doing any damage at all. Because I'm starting here. If I only have a small move, it's not gonna do anything for me because now I don't have any momentum into the baseball. So my body again is gonna resort to path of least resistance and around. So what I need to do is be proportionate. Here I am. I'm gonna take my back hip out into the baseball this way. Again, but not so far that I'm getting out here or that I'm this way. I'm still stacked, loaded on my back hip. I can still move and drive. A good way to find out what's too far for you and how far you can go, get in your stance and push a little bit, challenge yourself, put a marker out here, boom. And then once you get here, here's how you tell. Once I get here, can I take this and do this move? If I can do that and push, golden. If I cannot, so like if I went too far, I can't do anything right now. So then that forces me to be that guy, okay? So getting into your stride still loaded with a proportionate loadout is key, right? Being able to still be stacked and support that energy and have leverage at foot strike. One other thing I want to talk about here, we talk a lot here about playing the game through our heels. Vital, okay? So important, okay? Now, a long time ago, it got taught a lot. Like when I was younger, it got taught to be here and tap, right? And just be soft and here. Listen, stuff was way slower on the mound way back then. Okay, stuff wasn't as good, and the game was different, okay? When I was a kid, you had all-star shortstops in the big leagues hitting 250 with a home run. It's not that way anymore. Now, to get in the lineup, stay in the lineup, we have to be able to do some damage at any position, okay? So, where's all my energy gonna be created? It's not gonna be out here, it's gonna be in my heels. So if I'm in my stance right here and I'm getting ready to hit, and I'm like this, no chance. Or if I go into my stride and I'm that way, watch what has to happen from here. I'm not ready to hit yet. Now I am, but now I'm done for. That's it, right? I got no shot now. So as I'm getting into my stride and pushing, be here in my stance. When I'm gonna work on this, do this at home. When you're gonna work on this, get into wherever your stance is. Say it's right here. And just be right there and just wiggle a little bit. Feel your weight back in your heels. Obviously not so that I'm like this, but so that you can feel your weight in your heels. And then counter and get a good athletic position. Now, when I go into my foot strike, my weight is still in my heels. Now that energy is gonna go up into the barrel and out through the baseball. If I'm like that, no shot. Plus, I can't react to this. If I'm sitting, whatever, if I'm sitting breaking ball and a guy runs a ball in on me and I'm like this, forget about it. I'm done. I may as well not swing and embarrass myself, right? But if I'm in my heels and right here, I might still get beat, but I'm gonna put a good competitive swing on this ball right here because my center of balance is right there working through. Versus if I'm out there, my first move is gonna be this way, I try to counter and I got no chance. What do we always say for pitchers, right? You want to get a hitter off balance. We don't want to make that job easier and put ourselves off balance. So I'm going to stay in my heels. And again, proportionate loadout, right? I'm in my heels right now. If I'm narrow, I'm going to get a good move, bang, into the baseball, into the ground. Make sure I can still trigger, and we're golden, okay? Being able to properly get into the ground and maximize your hit move into the ball is going to send your exit speed through the roof, and it's going to change your game exponentially without even having to do anything extra, just that. You're gonna have more hand speed, more barrel speed, you're gonna see the ball go further. All of a sudden that looper into right field's going in the gap. You change your game. Change your games, keep you in a lineup. For more videos on how we can help you take your game to the next level, visit our website, visit our YouTube channel. We also have a full line of products at veloprobaseball.com that'll help you take your game to the next level.